Well, the Nexus building is unique. We haven't seen anything else in terms of commercial office space, particularly in relation to strata office space, that is like this anywhere else in the world. Connected real estate is about putting infrastructure into buildings, typically multi-tenant environments. The Cisco network is the foundation to start with connected real estate. If you're actually effectively going to go into a service business and utilise this infrastructure to deliver services, you have to be able to provision those services, you have to be able to manage those services and allow the tenants to manage those services, and you have to be able to build those services. So the marriage of the Cisco platform overlaid by the Office Squared system essentially brings an entire solution for connected real estate that enables tenants to be in a plug-and-play environment and landlords to not have a massive human administration infrastructure, and essentially it turns their building into plug-and-play pretty much out of the box.
I think if you haven't got a building with this system in it in the future, you'll be left behind. This will be the standard way that people lease their buildings.
At 360 HR, we're a HR services and recruitment company, so people are our business. Some of the features that attracted us to the Nexus building were the communications, the access to meeting rooms. There's technical support. If ever there is a glitch, all we need to do is call. We've got a technician up within minutes, so we're not having to wait around for technicians to arrive or not arrive, as it would be.
Offering phone services like a virtual receptionist is on the network. Essentially, instead of hiring 2 receptionists or a receptionist and an additional secretary so that your phones are covered, you can simply have your calls answered by the concierge, by the central receptionist in the building.
It suits those companies that are dynamic, that need to establish quickly, that want to be in operation immediately. So basically, if we get an inquiry and someone says, well, what's the quickest you can get us up and running? They can be in within 24 hours, have their phone system, have their computer system and operating.
When we moved over to Nexus from our old office at Warwick Farm, it was important to us that we didn't upset our clients in any way. We take around 6,000 transactions a day. We managed to switch over from the afternoon shift to the evening shift without missing a beat. We did not lose one transaction. With around $200 million turnover a year and 30 staff, I'd consider us a medium-sized business. So it's very comforting for us to have an enterprise-level infrastructure behind us with the Nexus building and Cisco.
We've actually built infrastructure into the core of the network, and not just unified communications and not just cables and fibre and those sorts of things, but actually a managed space for their servers. So rather than putting a Microsoft Exchange server on the carpet under their desk, it can be housed in a climate-controlled and security-controlled environment that is central and core to the building.
I think right from the start I was confident in the offering. I was very satisfied with the facilities that we were providing would enhance people's business. The sales were particularly good, the take-up of the building was good, and at the end of the day, I believe that we're way ahead of budget as far as the number of people that are using the facility.
The key that Office Squared brings is the ability to offer services and recoup a yield from the technology investment. If you look at iCity, which is a project that we worked on in Malaysia, the actual value of the property as they sold stage 1 was increased quite dramatically. So you're looking at a 2-fold return or yield per square metre that comes from a direct income of subscription services that you've delivered to the tenants and a higher valuation of the building in the marketplace.
I think if you're a small business that's wanting to take that next step without having to take on board all of the responsibilities of what that takes yourself, Office Squared definitely can give you that. BetChoice
has been more competitive in the wagering industry since we moved here. Obviously having 100% uptime, having things run smoothly. We haven't had the day-to-day distractions that some of our competitors have had. Let's just focus on the business itself and get down to making money.
We're doing it because we feel that that's what's required. As far as their buildings, we want them on the cutting edge. We want them setting the standard, and that's what we're doing. More than that, buildings without it will be outdated. I think if you look for a long-term investment and provide a building without the capabilities that Cisco provide us, it's a shortcoming. If it's not today, it certainly will be in the next 10 years.